Hi there, James Savage from National Club Golfer here, and this is the latest instalment of my All the Gear Roundup, where I'm looking back at new releases, what's going on tour, and just basically covering anything that's going on in the world of golf equipment. So it's been an exciting couple of weeks for me. Traditionally this time of year, equipment editors, working in the industry up and down the country, learning a lot about new products that are coming in 2018. So we've been seeing lots of exciting new products, but we can't talk about them because they're all under embargo. So I've been spending a bit of time with Callaway, went up to Archerfield to see some of their new stuff, and we've been spending some time with TaylorMade as well, just looking at all their new product which is coming in 2018. I was driving along the M4 the other day, and I just thought to myself, what if I just went rogue and just ignored all of these embargoes and just told you all about it? Well, if I did that, they probably wouldn't send me any of the product to review, so we wouldn't have any reviews to bring you next year, so it probably wouldn't be the best idea. We did actually have some new gear that we can talk about this week, and that was the Wilson C300 woods and irons. I'm sure you've already seen our reviews on both those, but if you haven't, go and check them out on nationalclubgolfer.com. Let us know what you think. Send me a tweet at JamesSavageNCG, comment on the YouTube videos, or drop us a comment on the National Club Golfer website. Okay, so let's have a little roundup of what I've noticed this week, on the tour, and little bits of equipment news. Well, one quite funky bit of equipment news we've seen this week is that John Daly's iconic driver, his Cobra driver that he used to win the 1991 PGA Championship at Crooked Stick, has gone up for sale. It's up for auction. It's Green Jacket Auctions if you're interested in this product. And just take a look at this driver. Think about the drivers that we use now. These absolutely massive heads, titanium, carbon, all this helpful material, adjustability technology, and just take a look at this driver that John Daly used back in 1991. I don't fancy having a hit with it. I'm not sure too many of you guys out there would have much success with it either. But if you want to buy this piece of golfing history, like I say, go on to Green Jacket Auctions. The bidding now is just up to just over $4,500, but you've only got a few hours left. So if you're interested in this driver, you need to move fast. Okay, so just a little bit on the tour. What's been going on. It's it's quite a quiet period actually. There's not a load of huge tournaments going on. Obviously, we had a big deal with the Hero World Challenge and Tiger's return, but it's quite a quiet period now as we sort of wind down 2017, moving into next year. But there are still some events going on. We've had some golf going on in Australia. We've got some golf going on in South Africa at the moment. So I've been keeping an eye out on any new clubs being used by players and things like that. So I've noticed a few interesting things. I noticed Chris Hansen, Yorkshire lad from up our way, he's actually been playing with a full set of Callaway clubs. He's been using the brand new X-Forged irons, which we reviewed a couple of weeks ago. He's using some new Mac Daddy wedges, which I can't tell you all the details about, and he's been using the Epic driver. Chris Hansen was a TaylorMade player previously, you may remember, so maybe that's going to be a thing, that we're going to see some more TaylorMade players switching to Callaway like we've seen with Sergio Garcia. We've actually also seen Matt Baldwin, another sort of northern English lad who has traditionally played pin golf clubs. He's been out in South Africa again using the Callaway Epic driver and some other Callaway clubs. So this could be a trend that we're noticing actually when TaylorMade announced that they'd moved away from Adidas. Adidas had sold them off. We've already seen Garcia not having his sort of contract renewed. So maybe Callaway are looking that if TaylorMade is sort of shedding some tour players, maybe Callaway are getting ready to pounce, and we might see some former TaylorMade players playing Callaway clubs in 2018. And just another Callaway player that I actually noticed is a Callaway staff player has actually switched from the Apex Pro irons into the brand new X-Forged irons, like I mentioned before, that we've already had in our hands and reviewed. So I think these new X-Forged irons from Callaway are going to be really popular. Like I say, Mark Leishman is the latest player that we've seen out. He's been using them out in Australia, and I think that's going to be one of the most popular Callaway sort of staff player irons that we see on tour next year. Okay, so has there actually been any new gear, I can hear you all asking? Well, there has been a little bit. Like I say, it is a quiet period for us equipment editors at the moment. We're more sort of preparing coverage for next year rather than having loads of stuff that we can talk about now. But we have got some new spring summer gear from Puma, which is always interesting to see. We've already seen Ricky Fowler winning at the Hero World Challenge, brand new Puma snapback cap, which I'm sure you're all desperate to go out and get your hands on. That's all part of Puma's new spring-summer collection for 2017. I may be being a little bit jokey here, but the Puma gear for next year, clothes-wise, is really, really good. I mean, we've seen that the back end of last year, their style and their technology, it's really maturing and developing. It's not just this sort of like loud, ridiculous bright colours. There's some really cool technology going in their gear next year. And as you can see, some of the products we've got here, it's got some technology called Evo Knit, which is, really clever stuff for in the summer, where it's sort of like moisture wicking. It keeps your temperature just right. It lets out the moisture when you get too hot. You don't get too sweaty, and they look really, really cool, as I'm sure you can agree. So unfortunately, we're going to have to wait for the snow to clear first before we might be able to actually wear t-shirts out on the golf course. But as soon as that sun comes around, as soon as spring gets going next year, we can look forward to seeing some of this new Puma gear in our pro shops. So thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you all later.